shining the light on hurricane preparedness with Katie Marr of Neighbors for Neighbors. Neighbor, tell us a little bit about what are we doing here with our.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, everybody, of course, is getting ready for hurricane season. And of course, there's already a hurricane over in the Pacific, which is just crazy. Although my dad used to say there's nothing Pacific about the Pacific Ocean. And he was a ship captain. He had those little sea jokes. But, the thing is, of course, you just never know when a hurricane's going to hit. And so one of the things we were realizing is that families need help getting prepared for hurricane season, right? Having all of those things, and especially now with the rising costs of everything, getting your hurricane readiness kit is a luxury for many families. So our partners at FarmShare, super amazing. That for years they've been, decades really, been helping families just get necessities, food in particular, stepped up, and they were doing a statewide hurricane supply distribution on June 7th. So in 6 counties, and particularly Dade and Broward down here is obviously what is most important to us here at Neighbors for Neighbors. So at Broward, it's in Pompano, and Dade, although the flyer says Homestead, it's just because the Homestead is where the warehouse is, but it's going to be at the fairgrounds in Miami-Dade. And so we're going to have 1,000 kits plus actually ready. Wow. It's a drive-through distribution, so you just pull up, open your trunk or your back seat. We'll put the supplies in there. And but one of the things that we're looking for are flashlights. We're hoping to get some more flashlights. I guess those have been a high ticket item. So there you go. She's got her flashlights. So if you've got flashlights, especially if you're a corporation, maybe even if you have them, they're branded, it's fine. As long as they shine a light, we would love to take them. So you can reach out to Neighbors for Neighbors and let us know. But we're also looking for volunteers too. So if you want to call and help us wherever you are in the state, actually, we can get you connected. So if you got family, friends, or coworkers in Quincy, Palm Beach is actually doing 2. One, I think, is in Belle Glade, and there might be another one. Yeah, the West Palm area, Jacksonville, Tampa, Quincy, and Fort Myers. And online, we've got more details about all the locations, but they all start at 9 a.m. on June 7th. Volunteers will come a little bit earlier than that. It's really fun, actually. It's a super easy too. You just, car pulls up, you put the items in, and the car drives away. So even for those picking up, it's super
So
fun.
How can people, because I know what caught my attention was that you needed 6,000 more flashlights.
Well, yeah, so we could cover the state, right? So, for each area, we're looking to serve 1,000 families each. So if you've got those supplies, and we can connect you where we can get them to. So, wherever they are, we can get them to the locations within the state. So reach out to Neighbors for Neighbors. You can volunteer, or you could just make a donation, all right on our site. And then we can buy what we need. And of course, help families get everything. But there's going to be water in those kits, non-perishable foods, can openers, things like that. All those things that maybe a family doesn't have. And we're just, we're excited to do that. And of course, we'll be here. God willing, we don't have a storm come near us. But there's no way to know. You just got to be prepared. So that's what we're doing. But if there is a storm, of course, Neighbors for Neighbors, FarmShare, our partners at Global Empowerment Mission, and so many others will be right there ready to go. It's kind of cool where we are, especially in Miami-Dade County, because we're at the forefront of hurricane prep. These companies this is their ground zero, their home base. And so they're the leaders in the country, in the world even, for disaster relief. And of course, you see, partners like American Red Cross, and, Miami-Dade is actually great too. They've actually, in fact, at Global Empowerment Mission, there's an entire section of the warehouse with emergency kits specifically earmarked for Miami-Dade County. So if we do get a storm, they are already ready to go. So this is over and above what we're going to be putting in people's cars. So it's, I mean, Neighbors for Neighbors was born out of Hurricane Andrew, so you know, we know a thing or two about storms, but just helping families in need, that's our mission, and to connect the community. And so there's a lot of opportunity, and we hope that you can help us shine a light on hurricane preparedness too.
Well, I want to mention this one thing too. It's great, because I'm at my mom's house, right? And I know I shared that with you. And my mom has enough hurricane preparedness stuff for really the whole county that she lives in. And I laugh, showing you all these different flashlights that she has. But what I also notice is that all of them don't work. So
Oh,
make sure
yeah,
that not only, maybe even those supplies should come with batteries. So if you're going to donate a
that's
flashlight,
very good
batteries is
point.
not a bad
Yes,
idea as well. And so,
absolutely. Yeah.
that was, I was like, wait a minute, mom,
Yeah, and maybe if they've got a solar powered flashlight, those are pretty cool,
right, right.
nowadays. In fact, I was even thinking about getting one of those like solar powered, battery packs that, then you could charge many phones. I mean, they're a little pricey, but they're worth it. I don't know if they have a tax rebate on those, but
We've got like one of those camper lights too, that
right, right,
kind of,
yeah. And so
whatever it is.
right. And now with LED lights, they don't take much battery power and last a lot longer. And
Yeah,
and of course they're safer than candles. I mean, while those are easy things to have, you just got to be safe with those, right? So that's why we,
right.
we push the flashlights, because they don't cause a fire hazard. And also, it's so hot. Who wants to even have an open flame anywhere when you have no power? you know.
But this is great, because Neighbors for Neighbors, if anything, they are always on hurricane preparedness because, like you said, this is, where you were born out of.
Right.
So Neighbors knows hurricanes. They know how to prepare for a hurricane. They have all the information you need. You can go to neighborsforneighbors.org and check out, where you can donate, just like Katie said, and how you can participate, not just now for this event, but the ones to come. And
Right.
so I'm always so, appreciative of Neighbors, uh, because I used to work there 3,000 years ago. But
You don't
also,
look a day over 2,500 years old.
exactly, exactly. But Neighbors is still it Neighbors still runs or shares newsworthy stories on their newsletter. So if you really want to stay up to date, be a part of the Neighbors for Neighbors newsletters. Go on there, connect with them, and then you'll have that newsletter come to you every month, and then you'll be able to see what's happening in the community and how you can participate. So I'm just glad that I saw this, probably on that Neighbors for Neighbors newsletter that you send out, and stay involved in the community. I mean, this is great. This is all across the state of Florida. And
Yeah.
Neighbors is not just South Florida, to be honest.
Right.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, no, I mean, while our hub is down here, we pride ourselves in being able to be here for, wherever the disaster is in the state, and just helping our neighbors in need. I mean, you know, we're a global community, right? And so we're so connected, and we hope that everybody can, because whether you need help or whether you can give it. That's what we pride
Absolutely.
ourselves are, as being that hub and helping you find that. And we have a saying at Neighbors that helping feels good. So that's why we're so happy all the time, because we know that we do good things, and it warms our hearts and feeds our souls.
Yeah, that you're 100% correct, because I was like, when I used to be a part of the daily Neighbors for Neighbors, that was the one thing I could say was I wake up to a place and I go to somewhere. It's my job to help others all day long. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I'm in. Put me in, coach, right?
Yeah.
So this is a great organization that is doing good things, and you can see the results. You can see the
Right.
results. And so if you're ever wondering, I want to give, I want to participate, please donate to Neighbors for Neighbors. They have had a track record of good for decades. And so,
And I
Katie,
think
thank you so
something
much.
important to mention too, while we've been doing good for a long time, we do it in partnership with many others. So knowing that when you give to Neighbors for Neighbors, your your donation, your support has legs beyond just our organization, right? So I always say where odds are better than Vegas, right? Your return on investment, you couldn't give a better give better support anywhere else, because this campaign alone is we're working with like 5 6 different nonprofits. I mean,
Absolutely.
where else can you do that in one fell swoop and then help thousands of people in one fell swoop? I mean, I just I'm I'm very proud of these, and this took time, right? We've been around for 33 years, believe it or not. Hurricane Andrew was 33 years ago this August, and but you know, Neighbors for Neighbors has that flexibility to be there, whatever the crisis, whether it's a storm or helping one person, and so you can feel good about see, it always goes back to feeling good, you know, about supporting neighbors.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Katie. Thanks for this great information. And we'll see you soon. Bring your donations.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, and can't wait to see you there. Wear your sunscreen.
Okay. Wear your sunscreen. That's so cute. Okay. See you later. Thanks. Bye
Thanks
bye.
so much, Jackie.
Okay, bye bye.